How's it going, everybody? I've had a bunch of people tell me that I need to start a YouTube channel on some of the stuff that I'm working on, some of my trucks, some of the stuff that I've been doing. So I figured, hey, why the hell not? Let's do it. So what I've got here is a 1962 Ford F250, 3/4 ton four-wheel drive. It's got a, well, we'll call it smiled upon 292 Y block. So a lot of people don't really know what these engines are. They're kind of Ford's entry, or they're kind of the beginning of their overhead valve engines. They put them in anything from T-Birds to pickups to grain trucks. They've been around for a while. Now, some people might come in here and look at this truck and be like, wait, it's a Ford. Where's the distributor? Wait, it's got two studs holding the valve covers on? Wait a minute. The distributor's in the back? Man, it's got to be a small block Chevy because the ports are together on the exhaust and a part on the... No. It's a Y block. No, it's F-O-R-D, man, Ford. Another cool thing about Y blocks is the runners for the intake, instead of being, 1, 2, 3, 4, are actually 1, 2 are stacked on top of each other. So one runner comes this way, it's a high port. The other runner comes this way, it's a low port. Same with the back. You got them stacked on top, and you got one runner that turns and comes this way, another one that turns and goes this way, the cylinders. So these engines actually put out quite a bit of torque for being a little engine, just the way the runners are designed. Now this one I would kind of consider a prime example of a sleeper. It doesn't look like anything special at all. I mean, if you look underneath here, it's just this dirty old engine full of grease, full of oil. And I mean, you pull out and I mean, it ain't nothing special at all. But God, does it run when it runs. I got a plethora of different pickups, but this seems to be the one that's been sitting the longest. I shouldn't say that. It's the one that's been sitting the longest that I want to get going again. I don't think it's going to be much to get her going. I'm pretty sure I just need to clean the points, but figure we start it off like this. Well, first things first, see if we'll just start up without doing anything. Now, I've tried it already earlier, and it didn't, because it's not getting spark. But you never know. Maybe the points will clean up. See if we can get it to fire. If it doesn't, pull the air cleaner off, pop the distributor cap off, and dig into it. I'm going to bet money that the points are a little dirty. So it's got a dual point distributor, so I got to clean both sets of points. And she should run. Always has. So here we go. We'll throw a battery in it. Since it's been sitting for how long, throw a little gas down the carb, see if it pops off. We'll go from there. On these trucks, the battery is actually in the passenger side floor pan. Cool spot, huh? Get this put in and crank her over. So a lot of people, seems like, make the mistake of actually pouring gas down the carb. What you want to do is get yourself a bottle that's got a small end. And if you look on the carburetor, there's two breathers, one here and one there. That's for the bowl. Now, if you pour your gas down the bowl, down the breather, you're actually filling the carburetor up. So once it does fire up, it should stay running and hopefully runs long enough where it'll actually allow the fuel pump to pick up the fuel that's in the tank and pump it into the carb. Sometimes they drain back, so it takes a while to prime the pump. If you do this, you have a better chance of it actually firing up and running. And when you hit the throttle, the accelerator pump should pump the gas that you have in the bowl into the carb, into the intake, and down into the combustion chamber. Well, there goes nothing. Now this truck I do know runs. I just have to spend the time to get it going again. So I think the ignition is where we're going to start first. The truck did run flawlessly when I parked it, but stuff comes up, time comes up. You don't really get a chance to work on everything you own or drive everything you own. Now that we found out that it ain't going to start, let's dig in a little deeper. The distributor's right in the back, like a small block Chevy, but better. In my opinion. Everybody has their own opinion. Pull the distributor cover off and pull the rotor out and check out the points. We'll kind of see what they look like. I'm going to bet that they're oxidized and dirty. A little sandpaper and a little patience should pay off. Now, as I'm digging in here, I'm kind of finding what I was thinking was going to happen. Rotor's all pitted, corroded. The cap, I don't know if you can see it there, but so I think one of the next steps is a cap and rotor. But we're going to see if we can get it to pop off anyways. And the points are also pretty dirty. You can see they're, looks like one's even stuck maybe. But shouldn't be too much. A little sandpaper, a screwdriver can't fix. Now, when working with points, you're going to want 3 different things. Sandpaper, good screwdriver, and a feeler gauge. Points are a lot simpler than a lot of people like to make them out to be. And they really aren't that bad. A little bit of knowledge and you can go a long ways. Electronic ignition is pretty cool. Love it. But when you got a good points distributor that actually works, there's really no point taking it out. If it works good, use it. So before I go any further with messing with the points, what I need to do is roll the engine over so I get the points on the peak of the cam lobe in the distributor. So the points are all the way open. And that's where I want to be able to have it set, so when I come time to actually set the points, it's already in the right position. Now, if you look with the points out, you can actually see how dirty it really is. So, go through and clean these up real quick. Now, all I'm going to do is I'm going to take this 1000 grit sandpaper, go through and open up the points, put sandpaper in it, and pull it through. That's it. Not a whole lot to it. Go through and get a different spot again. Pull it through. So I actually ended up just replacing this set of points. I cleaned it up just kind of show you how to do it. Now that we're going at it here, what we're looking for is about 18 to 22 thousandths. You get your points heading back in place. Get your feeler gauge. Keep slight tension towards the cam lobe. And tighten it up. You should be able to slide the feeler gauge in and out smoothly and not bind up. That should kind of set you where you need to be. 18 thousandths will give you a little bit more dwell than 22 thousandths. Dwell is just the duration that the spark is actually live. Now remember, sometimes it's not a process that happens right away. It may take a few times for you to actually get it correct. Usually it takes me a few times to get it set where I kind of want it. But once it's set, usually you don't have much issue, unless you don't drive it very often. If you're driving it regularly, you're not going to have any issues. On the next set of points here, I just took and rolled the engine over a little further so the points are actually closed. And then I'm going to take my 1000 grit sandpaper and a screwdriver, pry the points open, and just run the sandpaper through it in the distributor so I don't have to pull it out. Also should help keep time a little better. So one really cool thing about these old trucks is you can sit in here because there's so much freaking room. So, I mean, as much as this points job sucks because it's in the back of the engine, it's tolerable because I can sit in here. Cleaned up the rotor a little bit, sanded that. And now we're going to put the cap back on, the rotor back on, hook the coil up, and give it another shot. All right, now we got that all back together. Let's give it a shot. letting her idle for a while, get everything broke loose and loosen up, but it's a good feeling when she fires back up again. I'll have to get a new cap and rotor for it here and then actually set the timing right again. But I'd say it's successful. We got her going again. Well, I'd like to think that's a success. Got the 62 and the 63 running. They haven't ran in probably 3 or 4 years, honestly, just because I've been neglecting them. And yeah, now it's just time for a tune-up. Timing sounds like it's off. And it sounds like I got a dead cylinder. I'm guessing plug wire or plug would not surprise me. Cap and rotor. And then I need to go through and actually tune the carb here. If old Ford pickups and OBS Fords like this one interest you at all, or honestly wrenching on anything, if it burns fuel, I'm all about it. So I also have big plans for this truck as well. And I've already put a Dana 60 in the front, Kingpin Dana 60 in it. I'm going to be ordering a Torque Storm supercharger here in the future, Hall EFI, and Dana 80 rear, some traction bars. Gonna let her eat, see what it'll do. The first thing first, though, I have to fix the ears. The ZF5 broke the ears off. So I'm going to weld that up here probably next week. So I'll probably be taking more video of that. But we got this truck to work on, this truck to work on. I also have some other plans for this one here coming up soon, while I'm waiting for parts for my other truck. So we got that, the white truck, my black Power Stroke that you guys already know of, waiting on parts. And I got 3 other trucks that I'm actually working on that I've had for probably 10 years now. Gonna go through and I'm gonna build some stuff. I think you guys might like it. So if you're into that sort of thing, like and subscribe. Give me that motivation to do it all. If you got any suggestions on stuff, comment, like, message me. I mean, I'm open. If you ask anybody that actually knows me, you guys message me or you got questions and stuff, I have no problem answering stuff. If I don't know, I won't tell you. But if I've got some experience with it, I have no problem trying to help other people. I don't think that that should be something that should be like a captured market or, secrets. I mean, if you can help someone that actually, wants to learn, why not help them? Yeah, I guess that's it. Hope you guys find this stuff kind of interesting. Have a good night. Like and subscribe if you'd like to see more.